I'm Lauren Kelly.
And I'm Chelsea Beers, and you are listening to...
It's ApPARENT. Because for some people, it's just not obvious.
A weekly podcast where we discuss and laugh about parenting, all the joys and sorrows, and all the special parts of us that died as individuals while drinking booze.
Cheers!
Here we are.
See, I let you know this time.
That was very good of you.
It's something new. I think I'll try. What's wrong?
I don't know. It's weird.
It's because we just had a cinnamons.
Oh, I was gonna say like I'm so used to drinking hard liquor just whenever we record that drinking wine seems like tame. It's this is like water.
We got some SB today.
We're doing some Sauvignon Blanc. And so it feels very tame. You know what I mean?
I just love wine. I mean, this is one of the reasons I work at a winery too. I really love it. I like not only what goes into making wine, but I love what it brings. It's like open a bottle and enjoy it with a friend.
And it's weird because wine doesn't have that same stigma as hard alcohol. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like some people will drink, like they can do like an 18 case of beer, you know, and some people can drink 2 or 3 bottles of wine. Some people have 9 or 10 shots a night. You know, it's like, but
9 or 10.
Is that bad?
And then they go to the meeting.
Is that bad? Don't worry about it. So it's funny how you don't look down on people who like open up a bottle of wine and it's like, oh, I finished that bottle of wine with dinner. You know, like you don't.
Well, especially
look at them.
when you're sharing it.
Right. Oh,
it's even
better.
You're
supposed to share it?
Well, yeah. So let me tell you a cool story or a funny story. So when I first moved up here and moved in with all the boys, right?
Yes, so many boys.
Right, so many boys. Danilo and I finished a bottle of wine together, which is not a lot.
That's
people.
2 glasses each.
It's 2 glasses each.
Yeah.
And with Danilo, it's like 1.5 each,
right,
you know?
Right.
And a glass is normally about 5 ounces of wine, which most...
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm, most Americans don't realize that there is literally 4 glasses in a bottle.
Right. Well, most Americans don't know what portion sizes are supposed
in general.
to be anyway.
Right. Like this burger is just a little little slider size. No, ma'am, that's literally what hamburgers look like.
Right.
All right, well then add more meat to it.
Right. And I blame nations for calling a slice of pie a quarter.
Yes.
It's their fault.
Yes, I agree.
If you go and order a slice of pie, it's 1/4
yes.
of an entire pie.
Yeah.
So it's their fault.
Yeah.
But I love nations. Now that's all I want.
I like nations.
Damn it.
I know.
Damn it.
Banana cream pie is my favorite.
Me too.
So anyway, I'll bring that next time.
Okay.
So
I'm trying to lose weight.
Okay.
Go.
We finished a bottle of wine, and my youngest Cameron wakes up in the morning and says, "You drank a whole bottle?" And I just went, "Oh shit!" Like problem solving, right? I didn't think I'd ever have to explain that, but being that they were at our house, and at that point they were still 50-50 with their bio mom, I was like, "Oh shit!" He's gonna go back and say that they just finished a whole bottle of alcohol. So I had to have the wine talk with him at that point. and what it did me a disservice because after we had this conversation about wine and what goes into it, I was working at the winery and they went to my Christmas party, which they fell in love with wine even more. And my youngest especially, he likes the idea of smelling, swirling, sipping and
Does he know what each of those things mean and do?
Yeah, we've talked about it. And that first, it was probably our second New Year's together, he had his cider and he requested that I give him a champagne flute for his cider.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it just, part of me, I really love that because I know when he is of age, we are going to have a really good time taking him places like wineries or breweries.
Totally.
Because that's one of the things.
You can do the wine train and
And that's one of the things Janella really, and I both really love doing is when we go on these things, even distilleries now, they've got the distillery near us where they can kind of teach you the process of how these things are really made and what really goes into them. It's really intriguing.
Right, to pretend to be listening while you drink. It's
That's
great.
Right. Well, I'm an arts major, so anything artistic.
Yeah. I went to Lauren's winery and she took me on the tour and I was like, so when do we drink?
That's not true. I don't send anyone on a tour without alcohol.
That's very true. That was very true. And her winery, if you guys can go, you really should because it's just beautifully set. I had never been there before, and they have walls of graffiti that you guys hired these artists, right? To
Yeah, it's a charity actually called Fresh Coat that came in and painted the whole side of our facility within 4 days.
It's beautiful,
and it's really neat. But it's actually the home of 2 different wineries. I actually work simultaneously at 2 wineries. One is Jameson Ranch, and the other is Roots Run Deep. So, there's a multitude of wines, but they're also both very different.
Yeah. And it was fun. It was fun to just go and it's beautiful to just go and sit. I've never done that. That's never been one of my, what should we do today? Let's go to a winery and sit and not do anything. Like,
right.
That's never something that is in my wheelhouse of what to do.
Right. And I lucked out that day because we were super slow. So they let me go early, and I just sat with you. And I'd never done it either. It's so nice to be on the other side.
Yeah, it's weird, because well, this actually segues very, very well into what I wanted to bring up today, is that I never take the time to just stop.
Yeah.
And that's what wineries really do. You sit and drink wine, you sit and you talk with your friends, and you look at the scenery. Like, it's just, it's nice to just stop for a second, which I don't do. But I recently did that with my son. We just got back from Colorado.
Yeah, I know. How was your trip? Did you have such a great time?
I did. And to be honest, leading up to it, like, people kept asking, are you excited? Are you excited? Are you excited? Because this was Chance's first time on an airplane. This was his reunion with his best friend. These 2-year-olds were going to get together. They haven't seen each other in, 4 months.
Yeah, Harmony. This was the one, a few episodes, back in October, they both dressed up as Pebbles and Bam Bam.
Yes, for Halloween.
They had play dates once a week.
At least. At least.
Yeah.
So me and Sarah, we went to high school together, and, we're the same age.
Hi, Sarah. Sarah's one of our avid listeners.
Yes, she actually won one of our prizes.
Yeah, did you bring that to her?
Yes, I did.
Oh, good, because all the other prizes are sitting still here.
And it's on her keychain right now.
So where did she find the key thing holder?
She used an old one.
Oh, okay. The reason, if you're listening and you won a prize on our year show, the reason you haven't received it yet is because I'm looking for the key ring things to put with it. Otherwise, it's just a button.
I'm not kidding. I could not find key rings or keychains or, things. I couldn't find them at Ace Hardware, at Pep Boys. I couldn't find them at Dollar Tree. I was like, where do you buy the key rings?
Yeah,
that go on. I could not. I can't handle it. I'm gonna have to go on Amazon.
Yeah,
great story. Okay. So anyway, so Sarah and I, went to high school together. Our kids are 5 weeks apart. Harmony just turned 2. Chance turns 2 in 3 weeks. Oh, Jesus Christ. And we planned to go. They moved to Colorado so they could buy a house, because you can't buy a house in California. And so we went to Colorado, and I was really petrified. People were asking me for days and days and days, are you excited? Are you excited? Are you excited? And I kept saying, no, I'm not. I'm stressed out. No. I'll be excited once I'm sitting on the plane heading to Colorado, because then I'm done. Everything that I can do, I've done.
Well, there was things we were talking about. Like, I was like, so what do you do with the kid? Like, do you have to put them through the fucking x-ray thing?
Right.
Or do you hold them and you guys go through the thing together?
I had no idea how this was going to work. Did he still have to
take off his shoes?
See? And that's what I asked, right? I asked all these questions because I was like, oh my God. And they said, you can actually bring liquids with you if they're for the kid.
Right.
So, and I had to bring liquids because if his ears are going to pop, he needed to drink something because that would freak him out, And so, but I also was terrified because I was reading all these frequently asked questions and all these mommy blogs and stuff on how to fly with a toddler.
Yeah.
And they said, up until 2, your kid flies for free. If you're under 2, you fly for free. So I was like, sweet, this is awesome. But he had to sit on my lap. And so I was like, it's fine. I'll download enough, movies and episodes and games for him to play and books and stuff like that. He'll be fine.
He probably would have wanted to sit on your lap anyway.
It's a 2-hour flight. It's not a big deal, right? So, but then everyone was saying if your child's age is questionable, they're going to demand a birth certificate.
And Chance is super tall.
Chance is as tall as me. So, I was starting to shake because what I discovered, okay? Now this is something you don't know until you fucking live it.
Okay, go.
Is that the little birth certificate that they give you in the hospital when the child is born and they put their little footprints on it and you sign it, blah, blah, that's commemorative. That's not a birth certificate that's government issued. You have to go through the the county and order it and pay for it, wait for it to arrive, all this stuff.
Really?
Right. I found this out 2 days before we're supposed to fly out.
Forget having kids, man. It's too much work.
Well, I can't now. Kind of stuck. So I was like, oh my God, I don't have his birth certificate. I'm screwed. So then I call his doctor's office and I was like, can you guys send me like proof that you saw my kid when you saw my kid so that they know he's
saw him coming out of my vagina.
I mean, but the problem is that we're flying out on a Monday. All this was taking place on Friday because that's when I discovered that my birth certificate was bullshit.
Oh my God.
So I was beyond stressed out, right? Turns out they never once questioned me about his age. Never once questioned me. And we show up to the airport and he's like pulling his little baby suitcase through the airport and we get to the ticket counter and I said, hi, do you need my ID? Blah, blah, blah. Give her my ID. She gives me the ticket and then Chance goes, hi. And I was like, Chance, don't talk to her. God damn it. You're ruining it. Don't talk. This is the one chance I want you to act younger.
Be quiet. Don't say anything.
So... and then he walked from the ticket counter through security to the gate. I never once had to pick him up. He pulled his suitcase the whole way there. It was incredible. We got on the plane. We were able to board first because I needed more time. And I sat in the second row, so we were like right there. He gave the pilot a high five. I was like, this is awesome. But they didn't have those little wings. Either flight, the one going there or the one coming back, all flights were like gone of wings. They were like, yeah, we don't have those. They looked at me like I was an idiot.
You don't have stickers or anything?
I was like, this is his first time. Like, you're ruining my son right now. Assholes.
Yeah, I remember the little wings.
I know. And so I'm actually going to write them a letter. And, tell them, this is when we flew, and this is where we went, this is when we came back, blah, blah, blah. And they were really, really nice. But can I have some wings? Can you send some to my house, please? Because I deserve them.
Well, that's not going to be as cool.
Well, I'm going to get them. Don't you think that I'm
So next week we'll be giving out wings, because Chelsea will be getting...
Yes,
that's
I'd like
funny.
100 wings, please, to send out to our listeners. So
that's so cool. So did he seem to love it?
He loved it.
Was he looking out the window?
He was looking out the window. His ears never bothered him. He never cried.
How many times did he say, oh, wow?
Okay, I will tell you this. He only said it because at SFO, while we were waiting for everyone to board, there was construction happening outside of the plane. So there were trucks out there. And so he was like, oh, trucks. He was more excited about the trucks than the airplane. And then when we started moving, then he was kind of like, but he never cried. His ears never bothered him. He was a dream to travel with. He was absolutely incredible. And actually on the way back, we had the entire row was empty. So the two people that had tickets or seats next to us didn't show up. So Chance got his own seat and his own little tray table, which he felt.
I bet he loved it.
Oh my God, he felt like such a big boy. It was really, really good. So,
oh, good.
Yeah.
And you took a break.
And I took a break, which was weird. And that's another thing that I was that's how we got onto this. That's another thing I was nervous about. I was like, oh my God, I don't take 5 days off. I don't not perform for 5 days. This is not, I was like, I'm going to miss an opportunity. Someone's going to take this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I did take 5 days off and I spent it with my friend and we spent it with the kids and we went to, dinosaur museums and we went to zoos and it snowed for a day and it was just like, I needed to take that break. So it was good. It was really, really good.
Well, then that's the perk to doing what we do is that there's still the opportunity. I mean, you're still working even though you're not physically working. You're still being booked for things. You booked a couple of really great gigs, right? While you were gone.
I did. While I was gone, and I will say this: I was online every single night, and I was, first of all, I had to thank you for taking over trivia. Another friend of mine took over trivia in my other location in Fairfield. Someone else took over stand-up comedy. So I'm making sure that these are happening, okay? From afar.
Yeah, you're the CEO of yourself, right?
Right. Oh my God, it's so cute.
I love that.
And so I was doing that, but I was also like booking shows and I was, producing, this and, sending out blah, 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 blah. So I was still working,
right.
But I didn't have to get up and perform for 5 days, which was weird. But it was actually really, really good. And as kind of a validation point, the universe was like, well, we're gonna celebrate this and we're gonna reward you. So I just got booked. I'm gonna headline in Oakhurst, which is right outside of Yosemite.
That's awesome.
So that's coming
when
up in May.
When is that? May?
That's coming up May. That's May 12th. May 13th, I got booked at the Throckmorton in Mill Valley, which is a dream club, and I've been trying to get in there for months. It's Robin Williams' home comedy club.
Awesome.
And I will be there on Mother's Day, which is May 13th, that Sunday night.
What a fun way to celebrate Mother's Day.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
Is it a Mother's Day themed show, or is it just...
I don't think so, but there are it's heavily female comics, which is really cool. I think there's 4 female comics, 2 male comics. Cool. And 2 of us, it's our first time at the Throckmorton. So, and they're making that a point. They're like, guys, it's their first time, blah, blah, blah. They're like, welcome, blah, blah, blah. And it's so encouraging because it's nice to be at a club that like really highlights well done comedy. And it's not just an open mic where anyone can fucking go and da-da-da. It's like, this is like, you have to pay your dues to get there. And I'm like, I made it. So I feel really excited. So that happened. I was booked to be in a reading in Berkeley. That happened while I was on vacation. So it's just like all these things like fell into place. And I was like, okay, maybe I should take a step back and take a breath every once in a while. So it felt really, really good.
Awesome.
Yeah. And
vacation
now I know that Chance can fly on an airplane. It's like, okay, we've done that. You know what I mean? It's great. This is awesome.
No, it is awesome. Did you get his birth certificate yet so you can do it again?
No.
Okay, well, I'd make that a priority. Especially with all this traveling. You know, we were talking about you going and doing stand-up everywhere and how you were going to hire me as your babysitter.
Right.
For $1 million a show.
I'm not sure if we said that amount.
And then, so you need to make sure he can go. Because otherwise you're just paying me $1 million per show for nothing. And that seems a little bit outrageous.
Or I'll just leave him at your house and not worry about any of it. Right? Is this on?
So I have to tell you something.
Okay.
You know how the boys have gotten in trouble for looking at X-rated things online on Instagram and Snapchat.
I'm aware. Oh, I was doing a face. They can't hear that. I
know, right?
I'm like, but you can't hear that. Yes.
Sarcastic face, yes. So the other day we just started watching, and I know I'm late to the draw, so don't even comment to me about it. Dexter.
Yeah, I've actually never seen it.
Okay, it's actually really great, and I'm kind of bummed that I didn't watch it when it was happening, because it's one of those shows, I feel like I was super into Grey's Anatomy at that point or something. Anyway, the premise of the show is this guy is essentially a serial killer, but he works for the Miami PD as a blood forensic something.
Right.
And it's just really good. He only kills bad people who deserve to die.
Great.
Which I've sent him a list and he hasn't responded yet. But
am I on that list?
No, you're not. Who the hell else would come back and do my podcast? I gotta keep you around. But the other day, we decided to include the boys because Danelle and I actually started watching it when they took a hiatus from our house and ran away to Bio Mom's parents' house to escape reality.
Yep.
As we talked about on the show. So we decided to watch it all together the other night.
And how was that?
Well, we watched it 2 nights. The first night was they just got back from their mom's house, so they fell asleep 3 minutes in. 7 o'clock, they both were out snoring.
Oh, my God.
And so we made them go to bed.
Yeah.
The next night.
Oh, my God.
The next night, I told them, I'm like, you guys missed a good show. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what was on it? I'm like, well, you missed it, so I don't really want to talk about it. But what they missed was tits and ass. They missed a lot of tits and ass. And I remember thinking when it was on, like, oh, thank God they fell asleep, like, because this would be uncomfortable. But then I thought, but they've seen tits and ass, probably more tits and ass than I've seen at this point, and I've seen a lot of tits and ass.
Right.
So the next day, we're watching the same show.
Yeah.
And this broad's on there, and I'm like, see, yesterday she was almost completely nude, and I mentioned it, you know? Now, 15 minutes later, there she is, completely nude,
There it is.
in a bed.
HBO.
Yeah. No, it's Showtime.
Is it HBO?
Showtime.
Oh, Showtime.
But same thing, yeah.
Same thing. You have to pay for it.
You know, yeah, you don't see vagina or anything, but you can see tits for sure. And it shows, and I'm like, at first I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I look over at them, and then the next scene, you'll laugh. The next scene, this guy was getting high, and there was marijuana, and Derek,
Stop.
my oldest, goes, is that marijuana? And I'm like, shut up. Like, you don't know what marijuana is. Hell no. You just looked at titties and ass, and
is
now...
that a marijuana cigarette?
Your first best friend is a drug dealer. Like, you know what marijuana is. I said, stop it. Stop right now. Not even. No, it's basil, honey. Basil in a huge ass bag.
Right. There was a sale on oregano.
And that guy's getting
Whole
arrested because it's like, come on, shut up. I hate that. You know, there was things that I did as a kid, like I tried to get away with, no doubt.
Yeah.
And I didn't get away with much, but there were things I definitely tried to.
Right.
I don't feel like I ever made my parents feel like they were stupid for getting me in trouble. Like, you don't know what I'm doing.
I mean, I feel like that's a very, very natural thing for kids to do. Like, oh, my parents wouldn't know this, da 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 da. And now that we're the age that we are, it's so obvious that it's like
Right.
we've done that. We've been through that. But that's what our parents were thinking about us. So there's no way that we didn't try to pull some shit over our parents' eyes. There's no way.
Right, but both boys are looking at vape pens and talking about marijuana, and like their friends are on Instagram and they're liking the likes about the freaking marijuana.
But they don't know that you see all that.
Oh, they know because Danilo talked with them about it.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's like, are you kidding me? Like, I wanted to just slap him from across the room. Like, hello, McFly, I'm not new here. I've been here for 37 years.
McFly, God, we're so old.
We are fucking old.
We're so
Dude,
old.
You know what? I can't. I hate that. I'm totally fine with age because for me, I feel like it's a blessing to have another year on the earth. So every birthday, like, I feel really great about it.
Right.
But there are things like that, like when I get in my car and I automatically put on the 90s station.
Yeah, duh.
Like, I'm old. And I remember when I was younger and listening to my mom and listening to, like, the 70s.
Yes,
and, you
Carole
know, the
King
60s.
and
And being like, this is the oldies music. Chevron used to give out these tapes. And they were oldies, the golden age or whatever. And they were all oldies tapes.
With like, the oldies car on the
Yeah,
front?
did you have those too?
Yeah.
And I loved it. My mom always got them. And I remember I fell in love with a lot of these songs. One of the reasons I love music so much. But I remember thinking, man, so what? When I'm old, I'm going to listen to Eazy-E and sure as shit.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I do.
Yes.
I'm like, Eazy-E, like, yeah.
Yes. Chance 100% knows tag team, whoop, there it is. Thank you. That is a success that I have as a parent. I win.
The Brat came on the other day. And I was
Yes,
like,
she did.
I wish I could wear my hair. I wore my hair like that for a little while with little braids. I did. No joke.
No, don't do that again.
It was cool, actually.
No, it actually wasn't. Mm-mm.
Why? Because I'm not full black?
There it is. You found it by yourself. I'm proud of you. It's good. It's good.
That's super racist. Like,
What?
I should be able to do what I want to do, whether I'm black or not.
Okay.
Eminem raps. He's not black.
He's not, but he's blacker than me. Let's all be honest. Let's all keep it semi-real. So anyway, yes, that is is that marijuana? That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I want to.
It wasn't. It was actually incredibly silly.
Speaking of raps, I had a rap show at
Yeah, this rap battle thing's taken off.
Oh.
You did it for your birthday. Like, that was your first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Duh. For my birthday, we had a roast, and it was for me. And so I had all these top comics. They were solid ass comics.
Good.
And so they all get up and roast. And at the end, I was like, I have to stand apart. And so I rapped my rebuttal, right? And then I was like, man, this is really fun to write raps. So then I've been a part of a few roasts in the Bay Area, and every single time that I go, I rap mine because it takes it like. The other ones are kind of thrown off guard, but it's really fun for the audience to hear.
It's super fun.
To hear a roast, not only a roast, but a roast that rhymes. It's really fun. So then I was like, let me make a whole show out of this. So last Sunday, it was the Sunday that I got back, the day after I got back from Colorado, I had a roast rap battle championship at Sacramento Punchline. And it was my very first show that I've ever produced there. I've performed there a bunch, but I've never produced a show there. And I had 18 comedians, and we had a bracket. Like, I made a bracket board with all their names on it, and so the audience could see who's moving forward, because people got eliminated.
Yeah.
And so, and they all wrote raps for each other, and then they had to write raps for the people that they potentially could be battling, and blah, blah, blah. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun. And the club wants to have me back. So each
one of the comics rapped.
Yes, absolutely.
Did some of them suck more than others?
Yes, absolutely. and there was like one comic actually threw in the towel, and he was like, I'm just going to compliment this guy. But he didn't tell us that he was going to do that. Right. So he just shows up, and this one guy's like, just killing him, just like, roast. And then he was like, and you're really attractive. And and it was just really complimentary. Yeah. And then during it, he like gives him a chocolate bar. Like he just like gave him, and like the other guy was so confused. Like, what is happening right now? And
I thought it was roast, like coffee, like a good thing.
Right. And so I think he was just so excited to be a part of it that he was like, what'll, like shock everybody. Up. Yeah. And so that's what happened, but it was a really, really good time. And so keep your antenna up, because I think that they're gonna have me back for another one of those shows, because it was really, really fun.
You should be doing that. It's really good.
It was so much fun. Oh my god, I had a blast. I drank too much, but I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, drinking about that.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
I don't know. I don't feel like I need to drink.
Right.
But I do really enjoy. I mean, if I could have a cocktail a day. Yeah. People say, a nightcap to wind down. Like, no, I prefer it like midday.
Yeah. Totally.
And some people are stopping at Starbucks for happy hour. Like, I'd rather just actually go to a happy hour.
Yes. Yeah.
And just have a Moscow Mule to push me through.
God, I love those. Damn it, I love those so much.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I mean, that's literally my cocktail choice. Before Moscow Mules, it used to be lemon drops.
I love those martinis.
But the bartenders used to hate it because I'd be like, no sugar rim. I'm sweet enough. And it like super got old fast.
Yeah, that would.
Because what's a lemon drop without a sugared rim? It's just a lemon.
Yeah, then it's just a shot.
But you can't just go up and ask for a lemon.
Right.
People would be like, that doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah, Moscow Mules are definitely my choice. I like Moscow Mules made with whiskey now. Like, that's kind of a thing that I'm doing.
That's Dark and Stormy, isn't it?
I think so.
Well, Dark and Stormy is actually with dark rum.
It's with dark rum, right.
But whiskey's
like
dark
it with
too.
Whiskey. So it's slightly different. So
I
like
just
that.
Call it
but then I'm also
Chelsea Mule.
Don't ever call me that again. But I'm also really into Jack and Gingers or whiskey gingers. Yeah. I love those.
Oh, my favorite. We go to a bar not too long ago, and she goes, I'll have a whiskey ginger. And, it's happy hour, so it's like, cocktail. So she doesn't say Jack and Ginger. She just says whiskey. And the woman's like, we only have ginger beer. Is that okay? And she's like, you don't have ginger ale? And she's like, no, only ginger beer. She's like, you don't have ginger ale? Like, ginger.
No, I think I wanted ginger beer.
You wanted ginger ale.
Oh.
That's what you wanted.
I love ginger beer, though.
I know, but most people didn't carry it before this Moscow Mule, craze. Before it was only like, I want a Moscow Mule. Well, we only have ginger ale. Is that okay? And it's like, no.
Right, absolutely not.
And now it's like, we only have ginger beer. Is that all right?
Right.
Yes, it's fine.
Absolutely.
That's great.
100%.
Whiskey and ginger beer is amazing.
Love it. I absolutely love it. Love it.
Ginger beer really with everything, because I get this.
Oh my God, it's so good.
In town here in Benicia, there's this really great restaurant, 907.
Yes.
I used to call it 904 because I could never get the address right, but they've changed kind of their concept, and now it's 907. And it's really great. 907. 907?
No, 907.
Anyway.
Okay.
I call it 907, but I think it's 907. That's what their website says.
Okay. You don't have to say that. I mean, so what about
the
this
point
restaurant?
Is,
go ahead.
You know what? Never mind. I take it back. You're gone.
What?
You're out.
Oh, I'm out? Is this my last? This is my
it.
last episode?
I'm going to write that down in my notes.
Shit. And
how do you spell that?
We went out on Sauvignon Blanc. Damn it. That so sucks.
SB. It's short for see ya, bitch.
That's your best joke.
So they have this thing called Jalisco meals. Jalisco meals? Anyway.
What's in it?
It's a Moscow Mule, but it's made with tequila. And it's on tap. And it's their own recipe. And it is...
What?
Spectacular.
No.
No shit.
Wait, so everything's on tap? They don't have to mix it with anything?
No, just that. That's like their specialty cocktail.
No, but I'm saying that all the ingredients are
everything's
on tap. They don't have to add
They
anything
do it
to
themselves. They
What?
create the kegs.
I used to go there for their lunchtime. They would have like $4 margaritas, and they were handcrafted. Like you could watch them squeezing the limes and this, and I would go and have handcrafted margaritas with lunch.
Is this recently?
No.
Okay, because I was gonna say they kind of changed their concept. Now it's definitely like feels like a tavern. Like cool. They have a bar area. Before they didn't really have a bar. They have a bar now.
Really?
Yeah, it's a cool place to be.
Oh, it's been a minute since I've been in there.
They also have these things called, well, I call them blue balls.
Is this a server?
Yeah,
that
no,
you're talking about, or?
it's an appetizer. It's an appetizer.
Okay.
It's chicken cordon blue balls. They're chicken that they make there too, and they pound it out and they put. It's literally like a chicken cordon bleu, and then it's battered and fried. But I call them blue balls. So when I order them, that's how I order them, and everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Great.
Because that's how often I go there.
Okay. Now I feel like I should do an event night there. Now I'm like,
I think you should. I will go.
My mind is like going.
I
crazy
will go.
Right now.
Jalisco Mule.
Hello.
All day, all day. This was a good show, Charles.
This was super fun with wine. Crazy.
Oh
Should
my God.
we cheers?
Yes.
All right, cheers.
Love you.
Love you guys.
She's not fired. She'll be here next week.
Fuck, damn it. Hey, you can check us out individually on our websites, chelseabierce.com and lauren-kelly.com to see all the super exciting things we're up to.
And make sure that you like, follow, and share. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter at It's Apparent Pod.
And if you wouldn't mind, please review us. We'd love that.
Yeah, make it count. We out.